When we're using EWPs, one of the key things and one of the main hazards can be overturning of that piece of plant. So in other words, the stability of the plant, especially as it goes up, the higher it goes, the more movement it gets in it, and sometimes they have a tendency of tipping over, and that can be not just a scissor lift but also with the boom lift. The common causes of tipping of EWPs is obviously operating on uneven ground or on slopes, on the gradients, ignoring warnings on the gradients of what they're being, I guess, operated on. So level ground, some people will try and get away with it, and that can cause tipping. A lot of times in that instance, some people will try to tie them off to a structure, so obviously that movement too, like they're not really designed to be tied to a structure, so even though you may feel like you're doing the right thing there, anything that's obviously tied off, depending on the way the machine, could fail as well. When we load these things up with materials, whether it's a boom or a scissor, they may not be designed to carry the weight that we're loading them up with, which can then obviously cause them to tip. So a lot of materials, when we may be hanging over the edge of the basket or operating, or we load up one side of the machine. It may just take an operator to walk over to that side as well, and all of a sudden the machine can overbalance and it will cause it to tip. When we're using our EWPs, one of the key factors, I guess, in making sure that they don't overturn is making sure that they're on stable ground and that they're set up stably. So hard ground surface, here we're on concrete, pretty level sort of a surface. This is what we want to be looking for if we possibly can. We also want to make sure that the EWP is suitable for the ground conditions. So some are four-wheel drive, some of them are a little bit bigger, okay, so that can take up. Some of them have outriggers. And some of them, like this scissor lift here, are designed for those flat surfaces. Other things that we want to make sure we do is cover voids. So any penetrations in concrete slabs or anything like that, make sure that we cover those up, or that we put barriers around them and isolate those areas. Any wheel, like it only take one wheel of a boom lift to fall into a penetration, and that machine can tip. If we do need to do the task at height and we do need to use an EWP, then what we need to look at is the right type of EWP to use on that terrain. So we could be looking at a four-wheel drive EWP or boom or scissor lift, as opposed to one that's designed to work on a flat, stable surface. We may need to look at the wheelbase, the width of the wheelbase, different things like that, and make sure that it is suitable for the terrain or the area that we're setting it up in.